welcome to Mind class. Today we are going to be doing all of our work on the floor. So if you have a nice comfortable mat, I took out a squishy mat that I got as a gift this holiday, so I'm actually going to try it out, break it in today. We are sitting, so whatever you need to do, make yourself comfortable. We have about 30 minutes of work. We'll only repeat a couple things like per side, but otherwise it's just going to be one move after another, and it's going to feel amazing. So while we are here to feel amazing, let's look at what our word of the day. I am well-rounded. We're going to feel really well-rounded when we are at the end of this class, okay? At the very, very bottom, that sentence says, my skills and capabilities enrich my life and those around me. So use it in whichever way you're thinking about today. It might literally be a well-rounded position that you're in, that you're going to be thinking about it, but get your mindset right, frame it for the day, for the rest of the week, and let's go ahead and sit down on our bottoms and we'll begin, okay? If you're playing music, play music. If you need some water nearby, grab that. I'm going to start our clock, and we're seated. Shift your body weight side to side so you're sitting on both sit bones. Try to even out your weight from side to side. We're going to start with our arms up. Close our elbows in together. Round out your neck by dropping your chin. Coming into a little ball here. We've got a little spinal roll. So you're like a little clamshell right now, okay? We're like a flower bud. Now we're going to go in reverse. So lift up slowly, curl out of your spine. Lift your chin, open up your elbows, and we'll do it again, okay? So fold kind of into yourself, and then roll it back on up. You're now flowing at your own pace. You only have a little bit more to go here. Rounding out your spine, little spinal roll. Keep the position. You're a blooming flower. We're going to release our neck. So we're going to take one arm out to the side, little bit of tension. Release, come neutral, and let's switch and do the other side. So you're reaching with your fingertips, very gentle pressure, or nothing at all. Release to center, neutral, and then switch. So now you're at your own pace. Hold if you want to hold, flow if you want to flow. Just make sure that you release and come to neutral each time. And then you're really dropping your ear towards your shoulder. Releasing the tension in our necks and in our traps. Those are the muscles that are attached right here that creep up, especially when we feel stressed. How's everybody doing today? Did you sleep well? I slept terribly last night. I'm going to enjoy these stretches like a lot. I have enough energy today, but I did sleep terribly. I don't know. I think a sled fell in our garage during the night and it woke us up. Our bedroom's like right over the garage, so. Seated position, if that doesn't feel comfortable to you, you can straighten out your legs too, okay? Adjust your legs as needed, but we are seated. We're going to take a big sweep up and over. Take your hand, pat yourself on the back, release, and then do the other side. We're sweeping, reaching, long fingertips, and then giving yourself a little tricep pat on the back. Tricep extension, tricep reach, and a pat on the back. This mat is very cushiony, I will say so. Very cushiony. My husband bought it for me online and he paid too much for it. He could have gotten it at TJ Maxx for half the price. So if you need a squishy mat, TJ Maxx has these ones. If you don't have one already, many of you already have them. Nice. I'm literally patting myself on the back. I hope you are too. You showed up today. Pat yourself on the back. Open up your chest nice and wide. Clasp your hands behind your back. Roll your shoulders down and back. Open up your chest. Release. Come back out wide and reach up overhead. Reach. Long through your spine. And release. Do that again. Big reach out. Pull to the back of the room. Drop your hands behind your back. Roll your shoulders down and back and away. When you're ready, release. Up. show you the movements, and then once you know them, you can kind of flow through them yourselves, okay? Right now, we're changing it up, though. You're going to take a nice spinal rotation, hold to one side, look behind your back, right over your shoulder if you can, hands on your thigh, never your knee. Got one hand kind of behind you, and then let's switch into the other side. Now you flow at your own pace. We're at each move for a minute. Just enough time to get your stretch, and then we're moving on. A lot of variety today. We're not going to get bored. We're going to just keep moving. Whew. Nice deep breaths. If you enjoy this class, remember you can go back and do it again. I would suggest too, like if you're trying to make stretching a bigger part of your life, maybe that's one of your goals this year. It would be a good one to do any time of day, but as a good morning stretch, or even as an evening before bed, wind down stretch. Even put on some meditation while we stretch. All right, go ahead and straddle, legs nice and wide, or as wide as you prefer, I guess. And we're going to reach forward. This is going to look different for everybody. Some of you are going to be able to get your elbows down, some of you are not. That's okay. Adjust your feet as needed. We're here for a minute. You can go side to side if you want. Feels very good. When I was younger and I was trying to work on my flexibility, I used to sit in front of the TV and do my stretches like this. Never be afraid to get up off the couch if you are sitting and watching TV. So just sit down and stretch. Do some of these stretches that you remember from here. All right, we've got hip swivels next. So we've got our legs so that we can open up 90-90 and put both knees on the ground. Either keep your hands down or keep your hands up. You're going to swivel from side to side. We love this one, don't we? I hear it. Oh, that one, the hip swivel. Oh, it's so nice. It is. So nice. The more we sit, the tighter our hips get. The older we get, the tighter our hips will get. Let's loosen them up. So a little swivel of your hips, sitting on your sit bones. One sit bone stays on the ground as the other one lifts. You lower your knees to the We're going to come into a series next, just a couple of exercises strung together. We'll do one side, and then we'll do the other, okay? So let's start with mermaid. I've got my left leg forward, right leg back. You can do whichever one you need to do or want to do. Get my knee on the mat here. We're going to do a mermaid. So hand comes down behind you, lift your hips, reach. You can circle your arm around, reach, and lower, okay? So just changing it up a little bit with the circling of the arm. It's so funny how you move your arm and your hip stretches just a little bit more, your hip flexor. You can also just hold and lift and lower if moving or circling your arm is uncomfortable. Look at that. Oh, that big stretch, that big reach. At least I feel it. Do you feel it? Everything's connected, you guys. That's why when you move your arm, you feel your hip open up just a little bit more because it's all connected. Okay, one more time. You're going to sit down on your cheek, take your back leg forward. Hamstring stretch. Now I talk about this all the time. If bending your knee is really uncomfortable and it inhibits you from or prevents you from reaching towards your foot and your hamstring isn't stretching that much, you can always open up your leg a little bit more or even all the way, okay? So if you have a bad knee or a hip that's preventing you from really reaching on this one side, open up your leg, open up your hip just a little bit. Does open up your hip as we're extending through our hamstring here. We're just staying on one side. If you want to come out of it and reach back again, kind of flow, you're welcome to, or you can hold a static position, a static hold. Lengthening the back of your leg and your hip. Both feet are gonna come together, we've got butterfly. So with butterfly, I always say, lift up nice and tall, elbows into your thighs. You can lean forward from your chest. So you have a little hip hinge forward, proud, tall spine, proud, tall back, chest lifted and up. It's like you're trying to push your chin or your nose, like, you know, ahead of you without jutting your chin out, okay? You want to keep your neck in line with your spine. You can release and round out and come back. This is a hip opener. We want to keep focusing on leaning forward, tall and straight. We're not bending over and trying to arch our backs. We're opening our hips. Elbows can push your thighs down. And then let's try the other side, mermaid, okay? So now it's the opposite of whatever you just did. It's my right leg forward, left leg back. Hand behind, reach up, circle. Oh, the first one. This side I'm a little more flexible with too. I can lift a little higher. You flow. You go. You go, my little mermaids. There's my creaky house. Can you hear that? Old house, old and creaky. There we go again. Especially in the cold. Say hello to the sky. Last one here, so finish up what you were doing. Now for your hamstring stretch. So one leg bent, the other leg is forward, should be your back leg swinging forward or reaching. Adjust this leg as needed. Flow up and down, forward and back if you need to, or just hold. And hold. Nice deep breaths. You're well-rounded. You're going to well-round your body physically today by adding your stretching to your workout regimen. I'm going to make that connection to our routine. I try to have a well-rounded workout routine every week, so they're getting a little bit of everything that you need. We do cardio on Monday, or stretching on Tuesday, or lifting on Wednesday, and then we go back to cardio and body weight conditioning, strength conditioning on Friday. It's also coordination, agility. We're coming around to all fours for cat-cow, and then we finish it off the week with soul fusion, which is a little bit of everything all rolled into one. You've got cat-cow, so on all fours, hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips, round out. Get well-rounded. So I try to give you a nice well-rounded routine, a little bit of everything that you would need in your week to stay functionally fit, to be healthy and strong. And you know, if you're missing a little bit of something each week, you can always go back and replay. So if you decide you want to work on strength twice a week, go get some lift classes or some get pumped classes. Do those twice a week. Maybe do that on one of your off days, Thursday or Sunday. Add it in, or swap out something maybe you don't love for another class. And I'll tell you, some classes, if you don't love them, it might just be the class that you need the most, right? All right, sink back onto your heels with your bottom, reach forward. We're gonna thread through one arm. You gotta come up a little bit, lay your head down. Take your hand, give me a little alligator clap, hold, reach, reach, reach with your fingertips. Open, come forward, and switch sides, okay? So did you catch on to that? So we're just basically doing a little seal clap or an alligator clasp, reaching up, circling, reaching, reaching with the fingertips, allowing our bodies to really open up without the support of a hand in front. If you need that hand in front, keep it there and just do the thread through, okay? Otherwise, try something new, try something different. Reach, open. What do you think? So far, so good, right? This feels pretty good today. I like it. I'll take it. Finish up on the other side. Coming back up to all fours. Let's work on some wrist manipulation, just meaning we're gonna work through a flexion and a wrist, okay? So opening up our wrist a little bit. So I'm gonna have you, if you can, especially if you have a nice soft surface, take your fingertips, you're gonna flip your grip towards you. Now, if you have really strong wrists and this does not bother you, you may take the other one, do the same thing. I need to support myself, my wrists are not great. Okay, and switch into the other side. Maybe you need to put a little bit more weight into your body, and then here, that works. So less weight on my arms and more sinking back in my bottom, and I can do both. All right, the next thing we can do is just to take our hands flat, shift forward a little bit. This is to work through our forearms. Okay, so we're gonna take our shoulders past our wrists. Take our shoulders over our fingertips maybe a little bit. If you have any discomfort with your wrists, just stop doing it, please. I'd rather have you sit and roll your wrists than have discomfort doing that, okay? Mine are super sensitive, so I'm feeling that. Down dog, paddle out your heels, okay? That's all we're doing. We're just gonna walk the dog. Paddle your heels. One heel pulls towards the ground, the other knee bends. So we're just drawing our heel to the ground, opening the back of our legs, releasing the tension in our calf, through our ankles, which runs right through the back of our knee, up to our hamstrings, up to our glutes, okay? Which then are attached to our backs, all connected. So I want you to think about reaching through the length of your entire leg, the back of your leg, all the way to your lower back as you do this. Okay, mine are super tight, so this feels really good. Chin up, eye gaze just to your fingertips, so you can look with your eyes without lifting your neck too much. All right, settle. Take your right leg forward, your knees are gonna come down, we're in a low lunge. If you'd like to, lift your back knee, pull your back heel to the back wall. We're just in a low lunge for like a minute, so it's up to you if you want to hold your knee off the ground or keep it down. I'm gonna keep it down. Work on my hip flexor just a little bit. If you need like a yoga block or a book or something to kind of hold you up here, you can do that too. That little wrist movement got my one wrist. It was too much. I need to listen to myself. I didn't know it until I got into it. Hopefully you're fine, you didn't have that happen to you. Just means I need to work on my wrists a little bit more than I thought. My forearms, I think, are pretty tight. All right, we're gonna stretch back, hamstring stretch. And just like we do in Soul Fusion class, we're gonna shift our body weight forward like a crescent to open up your hip and shift back. You have permission to flow right now through those two movements or to hold. It's up to you, okay? So we're shifting forward, shifting back. This is working through our hips and our hamstrings. I'm gonna challenge your flexibility even more in just a minute here, okay? So we've got about 20 seconds left here, and we're going into something called lizard. I think we've done it like once. We're gonna try it and see how far we can go with it. When I say we, myself included. We're in this together, you guys. All right, so lizard, the low lunge, and the goal is to try to open up your knee, open up your hip just a little bit, and come down to your elbows. Oh my goodness, this is super challenging. So if you can't get down, to both elbows, maybe you can get down to one. You might have to manipulate your foot a little bit or open up your stance just a little bit to get both elbows down. Lizard, this is how lizards sit, right? Maybe. Elbows down, hip open, knee open. I'm glad I have this cushiony mat today for my knees for sure. Come up out of it if you need to. Release. Try it again, reset. Definitely get one elbow down. It helps if I open up my hip this way. And now we're gonna see what happens when we do everything on the other side. That's gonna be the fun thing. But let's go into pigeon first. So take your front leg, pigeon, manipulate your foot if you need to, get yourself there, and let's head down into pigeon. Whew. I'm gonna get my elbows down now. All right, settle, and just breathe. You can make a baseball bat, put your forehead on your hands if you want. You can come down this far, if not, that's okay. Oh my goodness, my hips are really tight because this kind of like hurts so good right now. You're having that kind of a pain, a good kind of a pain, like ouch, this hurts, I'm tight. Not ouch, this hurts, I'm in the wrong position. Breathe through it. If you're in the wrong position, if it doesn't feel good, come out of it, okay? You can always do a different stretch. Usually you guys love pigeon. I've only met one person that does not like pigeon. We're gonna do a transition move and then head over and do all of those exercises on the other side. So we are gonna even ourselves out, but first, take your leg out from underneath you into down dog and walk your hands back towards your feet. Roll to stand. We're gonna take a nice slow body roll to the floor, walk out to plank and back. It's slow. We might only get a couple reps in, that's okay. So slow, roll, right down to the floor, let your arms hang, then walk yourself out. Plank, take your time. This is a true inchworm, nice and slow. You never see inchworms moving very fast. Reversed, right? Inchworms move inch by inch very slowly. So let's move slowly. See if we can do one more time. We've got 9 seconds. Let's just make our way down. Take your time. We're coming into low lunge on the other leg. So drop one knee, other leg comes forward, whichever leg you didn't do. Remember, you can lift this knee up or keep it down. That's up to you. We're here for a whole minute. You've got 40 more seconds, so you choose what sits right in your soul right now, what makes you feel well-rounded. That's how you start your watches. Hopefully you put on yoga for your watches. You're tracking. Otherwise, plug it in later. You can go to your app, plug in your workout. All right, from our low lunge. Oh, take a few more deep breaths here. Go ahead and drop your knee to the mat if it's not down there already, and let's sink back. Hamstring stretch. You're gonna sink back as far as you can, which might not be very far, that's okay. And when you're ready, if you're ready, you can shift your body weight forward, and come back. You can flow through it, or you can hold. Now those are my bones creaking, not my house. Continue to take nice deep breaths. Or creaks. Are you creaking at home with me too? Are you creaking? Just letting the air pop out of your joints, that's all. Release the air. And our joint mobility while we stretch out our muscles. All right, here comes our lizard. So you need to walk your foot out a little bit. Try to come down to your elbows. I can always start with my opposite elbow. Comes down a little bit easier. I thought this side might be better, a little bit. So you want to open up your hip, open up your knee. So this is forward and straight. This is open. That makes sense? Come out of it and adjust if you need to. Hard position to hold for 1 minute. At least it is for me, maybe it's not for you. Everybody's challenged in different ways. Oh, Katie is creaking too. I knew I wasn't alone. Thanks for texting me that.
I'm not alone creaking, we're creaking together. And I'm so happy you're on. I had a good feeling you would be. All right, let's come into pigeon next. Manipulate your foot. Come on down. Katie, I know you're enjoying this. I just know it. I can hear you oohing and eyeing and going, oh. This feels good to stretch out, especially if you're sitting during working hours. This feels good for me. I'm going in to sub at the schools today, this afternoon. I'm going into the library at one school and then going to sub PE at another school. And so this feels good to get this done now so that I'm mobile and active and able to stand all day with the kids. And I know that I'll be very grateful that I did this today. I hope that you are too. It sets the tone. I'm really thinking about doing a little bit more of this tonight before bed too, just a little extra stretching, especially with the cold. And you know, the new year we want to start out really strong, so we push really hard in our workouts, just a little bit harder than we were at the end of the year, right? A new fresh start, and so sometimes we push ourselves so much we need this extra stretching. All right, we're gonna come down to our stomachs, so lay all the way down flat, like the best position in the world, right? Just lay here. You're gonna take one arm, I don't care which arm it is, and you're gonna reach as far as you can. And when you're ready, switch and do the other side. So we're reaching with one arm. The other hand kind of comes right in front of your shoulder. So this, you'll feel stretch all the way along your rib cage. Okay, from the front of your rib cage to your back of your rib cage. Does that make sense? That's where I want you to be feeling it. Reach. Switch when you're ready. I'm going to challenge you on the next move. Oh, goodness. I'm going to show you two options. Some people may call this next pose, yes, it's going to be a pose, a little dangerous actually. So if you know your body, you know you're not going to be able to do it, don't do it. But this is what we're going to start with. Grab one foot, pull the heel towards your butt. If you're good there, stay there. Otherwise, you can grab both feet, pull them toward the heels towards your butt. You see where I'm going with this? All right, so if you're good here, stay here, open up your quads. If you can, I want you to push your feet away from your hands. Hold on to your feet. Push away from your hands and look what happens. You've got like this bow pose, right? So, the skydiver, we're skydiving just in a different way. You can lift and release or just hold here. So when you push your feet away, it lifts your whole body up, doesn't it? Okay, and you can only, take so much. Release it if you need to. Or hold it. I'll be interested to know, could you do it? Did you do it? Did you try it? It's challenging. It feels good. All right, release. You could also just hold one leg and then the other and do a quad stretch. Angled child's pose, so you can come feet together, knees out wide. Walk your hands forward in child's pose, and then we're gonna walk to one side. Hold it, reach. Come center and switch and do the other side when you're ready. You can walk side to side. Oh, this feels so good. Anybody else just like feeling a little bit more relaxed than when we started? Oh my goodness, this is what I needed. Needed it. I hope you do too. Be grateful for today. It's amazing. We'll do this again next week. How about? Okay, this was really good. I like it. I like that we're on the floor the whole time. All right, we've got two more poses. The next one, we're going to come forward onto all fours. Actually, you can drop all the way down from there. Hands underneath your shoulders. We're gonna rise up with our chest. Push your palms into the ground. Squeeze your cheeks. Release. We've got cobra here, okay? So, baby cobra. You keep your hips on the ground still, right? You want to come up a little bit higher. Come to your thighs. Straighten your arms. And then full cobra position. When we say chaturanga, and I say lower yourself down, pull through up dog. So beyond cobra to up dog is when you kind of come up to the tops of your feet and your whole leg is floating. We can stay in cobra, which means the top of your thighs are still on the floor. Baby cobra, hips are on the floor. Cobra, thighs.
You want to come all the way up to an up dog? Tops of your feet. All right, from here, let's push back to a child's pose. Gently lower your forehead to the ground. Your fingertips are going to come back to your toes. We are ending right here in worship today. So I want you to take a few deep breaths. Inhale and exhale, blow the air out. I want you to think about how well-rounded you feel and how you're going to take this with you for the rest of the day, the rest of your week. And know that you can come revisit this class anytime that you need to or would like to. You did awesome today. You gave your body a really nice treat. This is the kind of treat we should be giving our bodies, right? Make sure that you're drinking lots of water today. You're intentionally eating food that's going to fuel you, food that's going to serve you, nourish you, and take care of you, okay? It's all connected. When you're ready, slowly release up from here. You can come to all fours and stand, or you can stay down on the ground and finish gathering yourself before you turn me off. But you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for joining me. I will see you back here. I missed something somewhere. There's 1 minute still left. I will see you back here tomorrow. We will lift. It's going to be kind of like a metabolic conditioning lift where there's going to be a little bit of, I'm just looking at it. If you would like to jump, you can jump. If you don't want to jump, you don't have to jump, okay? It'll be with and without weights, so you are going to need a variety of weights. I'm just looking at it. There's going to be a lot of combos. Loved it. The skydiver was fun. Enjoy your day. Thank you, Katie. You too. I know. All these things are so fun. I'll see you back here tomorrow. We'll do this class again next week. Bye, guys. Have a good one. Thanks for joining me.